All right, well, I'm just going to start recording because I have no plans going into this other than like what to talk about or I don't know. I feel like this would be a cool thing, especially when we get all of the band members, maybe all of the band members here in the bed would be crazy. But today we just have Lacey co-hosting. But yeah, we're gonna listen to the messages that you guys sent. Um, and respond to them. Maybe just talk about some Ghost in the Wall stuff, like where we're at with things. I'd like to do this with the rest of the band members for sure. I think it would be cool for you guys to also just be able to get to know us a little bit better. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna start going through them, and I've listened to like two of these just to make sure it was working. But yeah, I'm just gonna blindly react and uh, thanks again for everybody that's participating in this because like I said, it's just cool to have a place where you feel like you can get ideas out or things that you're going through out. It just feels better. Like I think a lot of us just don't have a place to express in general, like just expression, like in all forms. So this could be a platform for that. I think eventually maybe narrowing it down to different topics and during different weeks or whatever would be cool. But for now, keep sending them in, and we'll just roll with it. So we're just gonna listen to the first one. All right.
Hi, I just wanted to say that you guys are fucking amazing. I've been going through a lot, um, within my life. Uh, I won't honestly go into that, but you guys are so fucking sick. I
What?
have two daughters, and we jam out to your music every single morning.
What?
Even my 3-year-old, she starts headbanging to Pain. She really likes that one. But you guys have helped me more than you know. And it doesn't fit into the podcast. I'll just say and throw it out there that don't sleep on this band at all. If you guys ever make it over to the Midwest area, I'll be front row. Guaranteed that for sure. Again, don't ever change. Don't everybody listen or don't listen to critiques. Keep doing what you do. Y'all are amazing.
Yo, that's so cool. I'm so glad that was the first one I listened to because that is just so fucking kind. Like, just to take, like that was a minute long, but even just to take a minute out of your day to like tell somebody else that they're doing something that helps you, like that shit like could fuel the world, you know what I mean? That can make the world go around, like with how good that feeling is to just like be recognized by somebody else. Yeah, and I try to think about being able to do things like that for other people in everyday life, like even just being at the grocery store and like acknowledging somebody, like acknowledging a choice that they're making when they're picking something off of the aisle, like it just like recognizing each other is so fucking important, and how it seems like such a scary thing to do, like connecting with like a stranger or something like that, but it's like in my in my experience, 99% of people are like always receptive to having some kind of friendly interaction. And then like a lot of times it can lead to stuff like that where you're just, being very nice to each other, but 99% of people are like happy to have like to spark up something random. And then the other like 0.5% are can be indifferent, and then like maybe the other 0.5% are like upset that you even approach them at all. But yeah, and then when that happens, it's like that's on them. You know what I mean? Like they're going through something, and I mean that's the way that I try to think about it. And um, I know that kind of veered off from what you were saying, but that shit just gets me so hyped up. Like that's the kind of stuff that means a lot to me because I think that's those kind of interactions between people are like what's most important to have, and it's why this band exists for me. is to be able to connect with people like that, like especially during our live shows where we get to do that on like a bigger scale with more people and um, put on a show and you know not only entertain but and like show our passion for the music that we're making, but to like actually be there with each other in those in the moment. So thank you so much for that call. Your 3 year old listening to it is fucking awesome. I could talk about that shit all day. Like, um, yeah, thank you so much. That's crazy. I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. Like, I don't even know. Um, how else to keep going through these things? Like, that's. It really summed up like the whole reason why I wanted to start this in the first place. So thank you again for that. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll just keep playing them.
Hey, this message is for Adam. We lost him 6 days ago, and today is his birthday. And this is the ghost line, so I wanted to call him and wish him a happy birthday. And I hope that he hears it. And I hope that anybody and everybody who's going through something really tough and just needs someone to be there knows that there is someone there for them, and they can always reach out. And I hope that this can also be a place that people can reach out. So, happy birthday, Adam. We miss you. Thanks for listening.
Wow. Yeah. Happy birthday, Adam. Damn. That's crazy, and I'm glad you called because that's I've dealt with a lot of loss this last like couple years as well, in like a big like growth phase of my life. I think a big part of it was also like learning how to deal with loss also. Um, and I think just the fact that you called and have him in mind, like I remember having a conversation with my friend. My 14-year-old pug passed away last year, which was like he was with me my whole life, like through every hardship. I got him when I was like 20 something, 18, something like that. And so like that's like those are very 18 to 30 or whatever, was like such formative like crazy years, and that dog was just there through it all. But I remember having this conversation with him, and it had me come to some realizations that like just thinking about him, thinking about whoever it is that you've lost, like they are still somehow alive because you're playing a memory in your head, and that memory is real, and it's real in the moment that you're thinking about it. So in those ways I think it keeps them here somehow. So yeah, honestly, if you guys want to call and leave messages like that, the ghost hotline is that's cool. I think that's really cool. So um yeah, that's it's such a crazy thing like dealing with death and loss because it's such like everybody it happens to everyone, like and at so many different points in our lives we have to deal with losing a person, or like an animal or something like that. And it's like it doesn't get easier, but it's like there's no getting around it, you know what I mean? But like it's never been like anything anyone's ever figured out where it's like, oh, okay, I've been through this once, like I get it now. You never get it, it's like it's gonna feel different when it happens, like even if you just dealt with one like 3 months ago, and then sometimes it doesn't hit you right away. Like I remember with my dog Knuckles, um he passed, and I like felt emotional as it was happening, and luckily like I was there with him and stuff, and that was awesome, and I felt emotional in that moment. But then after that, for like a couple weeks, I didn't feel anything about it, and I started to feel like really guilty, like oh, that doesn't feel normal, like why am I not like grieving the way like how I think should be normal. And there is no normal way I see now. But and then a couple weeks into it I was like, I think I subconsciously did this, but I was on my way to the gym and I just put on like sad fucking music. And I try not to do that anymore because I try to live in like a positive mindset and not put myself in those zones. But I just was like, I put on some really sad shit and I went to the gym and like I was warming up on the treadmill and it just like all started coming out. Like it was like a part of this song and it just like flooded out of me at the gym and I like went to this like back part where like nobody was and like just just fucking bawled. um so yeah, thank you for calling and sharing that cuz it is like a huge part of all of our lives that we're all going to have to deal with. Like there's no escaping having to deal with it. So I think that message is super awesome and in some way shape or form like Adam is hearing something like that. So yeah, thank you. Two very like contrasting things, and it's awesome. Let's go to the next one. And some of you guys are saying like, I don't know if it's gonna make it into the video. If you call me, I'll probably put it into the video. Like I don't see, you know what I mean? Like until this shit starts like blowing up, um, I can get you're gonna make it into the video, and there's a lot of people that sent in texts, and maybe like I'll go through and read some of the texts that people I know it's like we don't talk on the phone very often in general as people these days, so it's like I'm gonna go leave a stranger a voicemail. It's kind of odd. So the people that did it like it's brave and cool. Um, but I'll probably go through later and read some of the text messages to make it as well. All right, let's do the next one.
No, like I don't even have to make it into the video. This is just so much fun, the interaction.
I like the accent.
I don't think most bands get that. It's not even about the music once you get attached to a group, you know? The interaction means so much. And you guys really have gone above and beyond. Like crisscross applesauce, I never thought that I would be able to use that
I'm doing it right now.
for my own benefit because that's just how I sit, you know?
Same.
But you guys, like the fucking vibe, the jam, the music itself is beyond the level of where I'm at. It brings me so much joy to listen to it every single day because it doesn't matter what mood I'm in. I could be sad, I could be happy, it doesn't matter.
You're listening
I
every
turn
day?
on voicemail and it's just boom, immediately, no matter what, happiness. Like I can feel every emotion inside of me trying to come out, and you guys really help that. And I feel so beyond grateful that I discovered you guys, and I'm not going to give up.
Thank you. Thank you for all that, man. That's so cool. Like for me, it's crazy to like I know people fuck with our music. You know what I mean? But sometimes when you hear it like that, it like really puts it in perspective. Like I don't know, like it's so it's crazy that you can make something out of nothing and just having an idea and then like bringing it to life and having like somebody else like genuinely rocking with it. Like that will never not blow my mind because you're just taking nothing and making it into something that people enjoy and brings them happiness. And that's such a crazy part of music. I try to be very careful about the music that I do consume for that reason, um, specifically because I think that there is a lot more to the music that you listen to. It's affecting you in more ways than you consciously are aware of. Like I in the beginning, for as an example, in this band, I was kind of just writing like lyric wise, just kind of whatever I thought fit the vibe of the song. Like, and I think that's still like a really fun way to do it. But I wasn't. It was a good way for me to just get things out there and not think about it lyrically. But I think that kind of ended up manifesting as like some of the lyrics not aligning with how I like actually feel about things, where I was just kind of singing just because I thought it sounded good. But I'm like very conscious now of I try to toe the line, I guess, of just like writing straight from the heart and not thinking too much about it, but also being conscious of what I'm saying because I know there's a programming to what you listen to. And music is programming your conscious and subconscious mind all the time. So I'm so happy that our music brings you happiness and those kind of emotions because that's what I look for in my music now. Like I think that there's a time and place for all like different emotions throughout different genres and stuff. But I think having like a positive ideas of change and things like that and in our music is super important to me. So yeah, like I said, I feel like I go off on like tangents that don't even kind of pertain to what you guys call about, but hopefully that ends up being cool. Hopefully that resonates with you guys, some of the stuff that I'm saying, because I don't even know. I sit around and I think about these things and I talk about them with the people that I'm closest with, but I don't know if these kind of things that I think about resonate with people. Like I don't know if other people think the way that I do, and I think I I, I want to believe that there are. And I'm not trying to say that in a way like I'm so different. I just like that's a big reason why I made this as well, is just to be able to speak my mind and like find other people that have these same thought processes about life and music and art and like dealing with being a human being. So uh yeah, yeah, thank you for the call. I think that your name is Jordan. I just recognize the accent. So Jordan, I think that was you. Thank you for that call. I'm gonna keep going. Okay. Um. All right, here we go. I read some of it like because it gives you the transcript or whatever. So I'm kind of like skimming to see some of it what it's about, but I don't want to like spoil it at the same time for myself. So I'm just gonna like not look at the transcript anymore and play them.
Hey, hope all is well. I just want to say thank you for opening the space up to kind of just vent and talk about what's going on in our lives, because I feel like things are pretty fucked up, and I've never felt so lost in my entire life. And that's not to say that I don't have good things going on. I'm incredibly thankful for my husband and my family. But today's world is just like, it's something that I don't understand, and I don't really feel like I belong here. Like every time you turn on the news, it's negative. There's always something bad.
We gotta turn that off. First of all, turn that one off. I'll go on a quick tangent just because like what I was talking about with the music that you consume, I think it's like so important with the content that you consume too. Like I think about it this way, is if like even if I'm lying to myself and I'm like only ever like consuming like positive, you're gonna make it, things are gonna work out content, even if I'm just fucking lying and like telling myself it's all gonna work out, um I much rather live in that delusion having than being fed like things out of my control. uh I'm trying to like word this correctly. I think you guys know what I'm saying. But like, especially negative news stories like you mentioned, or even just having your algorithm set up in a way that like gives you too much like dramatic things happening in the world. Like, and I'm not perfect. Like I fall victim to consuming content that I probably shouldn't sometimes, but if I'm careful and I'm conscious of it and I like specifically, like I said, like I would rather just lie to myself through the content that I'm consuming, that it's like, you're great, you were put here for a reason, I know things are fucked up, but there is a way out of it. There is like always a light at the end of the tunnel with what you're um, dealing with. And I think a huge part of that is just what you're taking in every day. Because, like, I don't know. I'll stop going off too much of a tangent of it, but I truly believe that.
Happening or people dying or suffering, and it's just like, what is this? Like, why are we here? You know? And I'm just not really sure how to navigate things anymore. I've never really felt this way in my life, and I think social media probably doesn't help. You know, like, I actually hate being on my phone. I'd rather not be on my phone. But somehow I become so absorbed in whatever, maybe it's Instagram.
I think all of us are in that same boat. Like, genuinely, I think we all feel like this has taken over so much. Like, we're living, like I said in the first video, like, we're living so much of our lives in here, but there's just no like true connection happening on the phone. Like, it's just, we haven't reached a point, like, we're not cyborgs yet, you know what I mean? Like, we're still living in a human body that needs like a connection with another person, interfacing in real time, like reading emotions on other people's faces. And I don't know why that's the only example I can think of right now, but like, you just don't get that on the phone. And we're all like, we get these like happy emotions from scrolling, but it's a dopamine reaction. It's like it gives you like a false sense of dopamine. And anybody that's ever, you don't even have to go viral to get this feeling. If you get a post that just semi does better than the rest of your posts, it makes you feel better, which is crazy, you know what I mean? And coming from a band's perspective and a music perspective, where you want a lot of people to like hear your shit, it doesn't change when you go viral, like it, and you're like chasing the numbers and stuff. It never makes you feel any better, is what I found. Like, you get and you're checking and you're like seeing all the things and the numbers go brrr, but it like, you didn't make any new connections with people in real life, and you just don't feel any better off of it. And again, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but we all feel that same way. I know it. You know what I mean? And like, I like that. I feel like we're at a turning point in social media, because so much of it for so long was like only showing people's highlight reels, and that's very like toxic for our brains, sitting at home in our beds and consuming that and seeing people like jump off of cliff diving into blue ass water and like, you're at home in Escondido and it's 98 degrees for some fucking reason and you can't go outside. And so yeah, I know, you know what I mean? Like, we're all, but it has such a pull at that same time, because it's, everything in our world is like designed to take our attention right now. And it's like everyone's battling for just like us, the people's attention. So it's like, how do we like, and it's been like manufactured down to a science of like, how do I hold their attention on this video so I can hook them here longer to buy this product? And it's like, fuck, dude, we're not meant for that. So yeah, thank you for making all these points, because I know I take them and I run with them other places, but I feel so strongly about them as well. So you're not alone. Proceed.
Or Facebook, or just like the endless scrolling, and it makes me feel empty inside. It makes me feel like, as humanity, we've lost our connection to each other. Even though we could talk to anyone in the world right now, it still doesn't feel real. It's not an actual connection. It's fake.
Yeah.
And that bothers me. That really bothers me. Anyway, I guess I just wanted to get that off my chest. So thanks for listening.
That's funny that like we said kind of the same thing. It's like I didn't let you finish. Like I Kanye West you. Like I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm gonna say what I have to say. Um, yeah, you're totally right, and I love talking about that stuff because it's like I don't know. I mean, it's just like things have changed so fast, and it like all kind of like it's like the rug got swept out from under us, and then there was like no going back. But in my eyes, there is. I think that there's such like a pushback for people that like you and I that want to feel something deeper, and this isn't cutting it anymore, you know? And so, like, humans, like, one, I think our most badass thing is that we're, like, so adaptable, you know? Like, if you put us in situations, like, we always find a way to, like, make it work or figure it out and to change. Um, so there, I think that there is still, like, people are craving that connection now more than ever. So, I mean, this is my attempt to do that. You know what I mean? Like, even just for me, because if I feel better about connecting with my fellow people, like, then I can go out into the world and, like, take that with me, you know? So, yeah, you're not alone. That is for sure. Let us proceed. I think, you know, I'm going to do, I think this might be. There's a couple more. Oh, there's like okay, there's three more. Yeah, why not? Let's do them all. Let's fucking let's do. And then I gotta find a way to do it with the text because I know a lot of you guys texted and left something very similar to what is on the voice messages. I just have to find a way to be able to like am I gonna read it like a book like or how are we gonna do it? But here we go.
Hey, it's Sarah Panic from Threads. Um, you asked for Brave Souls, so I'm just doing this because I happen to be on at the time that you posted it.
Let me just say this first. Threads have been so sick for Ghost in the Wall. I'm having so much fun on Threads. And it was the most it was the least likely platform that I thought would be cool. I disregarded Threads forever, and I don't even know what made me. I was posting on Twitter and I was posting on Threads at the same time, and I was like, let's just see like which one feels better. And like you guys have been fucking so sick on Threads just to be able to like have more of a personal connection. I mean, I think a lot of this spawned out of being able to connect with people on Threads. So shout out to Threads for being a sick platform for us to just like be ourselves. Like I like to just say whatever the fuck is happening. And like I said, I think this kind of was a result of that, where it's just like, who gives a fuck? I'm just gonna say what I want to say, and like put it all out there, because I'm also sick of all of the um, like rose tinted glasses. I don't know if that's the right term for this, but like that social media has us looking through a lens of like everything is peachy and fucking dope and you know, where's the real shit? Like it's just not. It's you know what I mean? Like shit's not okay. So I like anything that allows us to just speak our mind like that. Let's proceed.
No, I just wanted to say pretty much what I think I've gotten around to saying, which is just that I appreciate your music, and it's a nice throwback to the MySpace days for sure. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm an attorney, and I was like out of work for a little bit, like trying to figure out my shit, and I'm getting back into it, and it's kind of some heavy stuff, like heavy subject matter that
Like
I deal
heavy
with.
metal.
So it's really
Dun,
nice
dun, dun,
to
dun.
feel, I guess, inspired to listen to old genre of music that I don't really like branch out and try to find stuff in the genre anymore. I just kind of like fall back on my like emo days from middle school. But yeah, you guys
Mm,
have been really.
yeah. Shout out to you giving us the connection to MySpace because our first songs were like we were one to one like what did MySpace metalcore bands do that had like all the electronics in it, like let's take that sound and make it 2023. That's when this band started. February 2023. Me and Tyler were just like I think he already had a demo of something, and we both were just like, fuck it, let's have fun and make that sound, because that's what we know. Like, we know that shit inside and out. Threw on the auto tune, and that whole first song, if you guys go listen to Bro Was Flabbergasted, our first single, that shit's all, it's all freestyled too. Like, the whole song lyrically is like one takes. um and you and the chorus actually doesn't really say anything. Like, it doesn't, I mean, like, it repeats lines, but it doesn't, it's like chopped, almost like an EDM song. Like, it doesn't, I'm trying to even think of how it goes. But I know for a fact that the lyrics are just like, they aren't like, so shout out to you for making that connection. And yeah, finding new music is hard. Like, we're kind of all stuck in like those nostalgia traps, because it's like you want to go back to a time when discovering music was fun, and that's like the last time I felt like that. But I want to throw this caveat in, because I've been finding, since posting more like this on Instagram, like, that teenagers coming up are liking that kind of music and playing it and making bands that sound like it. I've seen a huge revival of kids being in deathcore bands, which is fucking sick. I love that sound, because that was my pipeline too. Was I got into heavy deathcore first, and then I also see like the electronic core, MySpace metal core coming back as well. So we're about to get a surge of really good bands doing that shit, because I see it, because the kids like it, um, and you gotta listen to the kids, and that's sick for all of us because if they like it, it's all coming back in a full cycle, and that makes me feel old to say, but that's all right. I'll be like Unk. I'll be the Unk of the scene, and like the 18-year-olds in deathcore bands will be like, "Yo, what up, Unk?" And I'll be like, what up, G?" All right, proceed.
Yeah, a really good find. So yeah, and it's been great. I mean, you're funny as fuck on Threads, and I feel like I don't know all the band members or anything like that, but yeah, it's been really nice, and kind of getting back into the swing of things, as I said, to be able to listen to a new band, and I've been sharing you guys heavy
Thank
with
you.
everybody here on the East Coast.
Fuck
So if you
yeah.
ever make your way to Philly,
We
we'll
will.
definitely come see you. So yeah, just keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. I know you're making a big difference for people. And I got to say, shout out to having a pretty solid female fan base, because sometimes girls can be catty.
Are you
But
serious?
I met some really cool girls.
What? You guys are being
Through
friends?
being, I guess, a new fan. So, like I said, keep up good ass work. All right, peace.
What? You guys are being friends in the comment section? That's sick as hell. I've always, yeah, I think that like creating these kind of dialogues, like, I don't want fans that are fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I only want fans that are gonna be cool with each other too. Like I think it all falls on, like, when you see like bands kind of have like weird fan bases, I think they're just kind of feeding off of the band's energy, you know? It's like, what are they projecting out into the world? Like, that's how, what they're going to get back, you know? So when like bands have like odd uh fan bases, and like, I think it's just that. So I think if I just continue to be myself, then people that are like-minded will be naturally fans of what we're doing, you know? So, yeah, thank you for the call, Sarah. Super badass. I'm glad you like Threads as much as I do. Let's see. Let's go again.
Okay, so this is Renee. This is weird.
It's kind of weird.
I'm nervous about leaving a voicemail.
I
I'm
get
not
nervous
even trying to
too.
get in the video. You just asked for someone to leave a voicemail. So here I am. I did do a text message as well. But yeah, I just really like this idea of being able to try and connect with other people. I've been saying for a while, like, I wish I had more friends that take phone calls and FaceTime, or even Discord hangouts. Like, I've been trying to do that with my friends now. It's just really hard because everyone's busy. But
Discord would be really sick for Ghost in the Wall. We have one. It's kind of been on a hiatus because, like, we're all trying to juggle so many different things on the back end of this band. Like, um, in Discord right now feels like another one that would take a lot of time. I know it wouldn't. It's just something I need to tackle again to have like a cool place for all of us to be able to actually have back and forth with each other. Um, so Discord will be coming again soon.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely part of the lonely train, so we'll see how this goes. I feel ridiculous. I'm gonna go now. Good luck.
Nah, thanks for calling. We're like, it's like I don't want to say it, but like I don't know. It's easy to be lonely like right now. Like like I don't want to like feed into that too much because there is, but we're all like looking for some connection, like again. Uh, so it, yeah, like there's a part of me that's like I don't want to admit that like that there's like a loneliness epidemic, you know what I mean? Because then at that point, you're kind of like accepting it. But I think that that's the point of this whole thing is that like if we do realize there's a problem, then it's like we can kind of like take steps towards fixing it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's going to be cuz like I think I mean I can identify the problem, but I don't know what the fix is to that because it's like obviously the technology isn't going anywhere towards um, us being like more um, like closer together like we were in like the early 2000s or 90s where you like had to go outside to like if you wanted to have those feel good dopamines you would go talk to your neighbor down the street to go tell him a story he doesn't fucking want to hear, you know what I mean? Now we can just like tweet it or thread it out to strangers and they have no fucking choice but to hear it. But there isn't like you don't get that feedback, that real feedback from it. Um, but yeah, I don't know what the fix is because like you see like movies like what their solution is like everybody puts on like a headset and they go into this virtual world where I don't really think that that's going to fix it because you still have to come out of that and realize you're in like a you're not in that world, like that's still a separate thing. um so I don't know, but you're once again you're also not alone in it. I hope that I hope my explanations like resonate. I hope people feel the same. I think they do. Based on these calls, I think you guys feel similar. Now, I don't want it to always just be about like, oh, we're all so fucking lonely, but it is a big deal. You know what I mean? I want to talk about cool shit and like happy shit also, because that's what this whole band is based off of. Is like taking those struggles of like feeling alone and like building something from that, recognizing it, building something from it, and like creating a culture around, uh, what you don't want to see, like coming from that darkness and then like going through it and building a light for other people, like so that even if, like even on small scales, like I obviously I we want this to be like large scale to be able to be a place like that for people. But like you can do it in your community. Like I said earlier, like even just going to the grocery store and like smiling at people like as you pass, like or like little things. Like I always think about like when somebody lets you go on when you're driving and you're like, you know what I mean, like you got to get out of a parking lot or something like that and they like make a little space for you to pull out, like if the light's red or whatever. I think that like little gestures like that and like you guys give each other a little wave or whatever, like that's like so human, like that's the real shit. And it's like such a small thing, but it's like that person was thinking of you in that moment to uh wait for you to come out, and then you guys give each other a little wave and it's like, ah, sick, like that person's alive, I'm alive, he thought of me. And shit like that just feels good. So I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if this shit makes sense. I hope it does. Hopefully you guys don't watch this shit and like this guy's off his fucking rocker, dude. Um. Okay, we got a couple more, I think. Wait. Okay, these ones are old actually. So that is all the voice messages from But I'm gonna listen to this last one because I like what it says in the transcription, and then we're gonna do that.
They totally caught me off guard with that message there, but I wasn't going to leave you hanging. Thought I'd leave a VM. You guys are bomb. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing, and don't ever stop. And I'll always be a fan.
Fuck yeah. I hope you're still a fan, because that was from April 2nd, 2024, when we had a different number on here. And I think I put it up like one time for a TikTok live. I hope you're still a fan. If you ever see this, that would be insane. That would be cool. But yeah, thank you guys all for calling. That's awesome. I love to just talk about this shit. Maybe there's a way that we can do this like live streamed. I think would be really fun to like answer on live, would be really cool. We have a Twitch channel, so we can maybe do it something like that. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Like, either way, if you've made it and you've watched this whole video and you're watching the end right now, that's sick. So thank you, and I appreciate you being here. We'll get more calls. I'll find a way to do the texts. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. And we've got the whole band coming in. We have a show June 5th. It's May 26th right now. So in about 2 weeks' time, we have a show. So everybody's going to be together, and I'll get everybody, we'll all get to talk together. I know a lot of people ask me, like, on threads, like I'm kind of the one doing a lot. I'm on the social media a lot, but we all have our different roles in the band, and but those guys are all, they're all down to do stuff like this as well. So we'll get them all on one of these, and yeah, I think I'll gear maybe the next one to be more like band questions, like more about like origin of the band, or different, or just questions about different members of the band and how we all be living. So if you guys, like I said, if you made it to the end, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the calls, and I'll see you guys in the next one.